So Wizards of the Coast have finally showed us what the etched foils of the cards in Modern Horizons 2 is going to look like. If you thought the etched foils might look even remotely like the etched foils from Strixhaven, well, that would be because you believe in the consistency of language and terms. But we live in a post-truth world. Things change every single day. This is the etched foil now. What will they look like in the next set? I have no idea. Nox pointed out that the lighting wasn't great for these shots, and if only they could send them out to somebody, I don't know, like someone who creates content, somebody who owns cameras or lights. Perhaps not me. I mean, I haven't even ironed my green screen. If you look here, this is my attempt at ironing my green screen. Turns out this green screen isn't fabric. It's a cheap plastic one I bought 2 years ago and never had any room to use before. If you want to help support me to buy a better green screen, links to my Patreon in the description below, and you can use the link to channelfireball.com to pick up singles, most likely, if I'm honest with you, using the code KENOBI at checkout to help support the channel. So Nox pointed out, what if there were content creators that could preview this stuff, eh? Yeah, what if there was someone like this man here? His name is Brian. He's the Tellurian Community College. He's got a larger following than your own YouTube channel, and he has some pretty nice cameras and lighting set up. I should know, I've been there. Humble brag. Perhaps he could have showed off your foiling. Just a thought. Now, of course, people want to know how they can pick up these super sweet foils. And I say super sweet foils. Honestly, the old border stuff from Time Spiral Remastered. Hang on, I'm going to hold a box up here. Look at that, grabbed a prop. This is a Japanese box of Time Spiral Remastered 2. You can fit so many good, disappointed not opening thought seizures in this bad boy. If you want to see me open that, you should follow me on twitch.tv/PleasantKenobi. And yes, I'm plugging something else. Follow me on Twitch, you fucks. So maybe you want to get one of these etched foils, but they appear to be etched in a similar way to what Commander Legends was, which honestly wasn't great. The foiling on the old borders in Time Spiral Remastered were beautiful. The ones from Commander Legends were dark. My Vial Smasher, for example, hopefully I found the Instagram post here, otherwise there'll be a blue screen of 404 not found or whatever, but the foiling on the art didn't quite work, and I thought they'd moved on from that treatment when we saw different etched foiling in Strixhaven. But instead of being a progressive change of foiling, we now have back to the one that didn't quite work. It looks great on the borders, it does not work for the art. And that is subjective, I get that, but I am the de facto important opinion in this conversation. I make content on the internet. Of course, if you didn't know, some of the Modern Horizons 1's most exciting staples, the most exciting chase rares like Force of Negation, those things are also going to be available in Old Border, and they're going to be available for Old Border in Modern Horizons 2. But where, I hear you ask? Well, because there's four different border treatments. We've got Old Border in foil, etched foils, that's 2. We've got normal border, we've got extended border, and we've got borderless. Because of all these different things, it's not quite clear where things will be. So Wizards have made, and it's quite a good infographic if I'm honest, this thing here tells you where you can find certain foilings. I say that, you actually have to swipe through a different image or two to figure out exactly where things are. Also, the composition of set boosters and collector boosters. I mean, there's an infographic out there somewhere, I think. It's just very confusing, if I'm honest. Now, it's not as confusing as people are saying. If I'm honest with you, I think it's not as confusing as people are saying. But I also don't really give too much of a fuck, because I'm not cracking packs to chase stuff. I'm lucky enough to crack packs for content and to also buy singles. Because if anything, this level of infographic information overload is just proof that you should buy singles and not sealed product. If I were, though, going into a shop to pick up a booster, and I asked someone at the store counter, can I open Old Border fetch lands in this product, and I pointed at set boosters, I would want the member of staff to be able to tell me. And some members of staff will be able to, because they'll be very keyed into this and the secondary market, and they're probably buying into reserve list staples, you dirty LGS employees. I shouldn't make that joke, because LGS employees are like the lifeblood of keeping this game alive in our local hobby scene. So that was only a joke, and they're probably just nice people trying to, I don't know, live in a world that is incredibly hostile to you and me. Capitalism is bad. That's right, you're gonna say it in the comments anyway, so I might as well preempt that. We all fucking know it. So as I look at them here, the retro frames are available in regular or foil in draft, set, and collector. The retro Modern Horizons 1 frames are only available in not draft, not set, but collector in foil or etched. There's the next point. You cannot get yourself a non-foil, old border, Modern Horizons 1 chase staple in your Modern Horizons 2 collector boosters because they thought no one would want them. Now, before you all start commenting down below and tweeting at me about Pringles, I don't want to fucking hear it. Here's a little bugbear of mine, everybody. When I talk about foils, when I post a nice foil that I've opened on Instagram, and you make comments about Pringles, to me, it is tiring. Now, if you want to bombard every single Magic the Gathering / Wizard of the Coast / Hasbro account you can with jokes about Pringles in an effort to eventually change the status quo, with actually quality assure their product and it comes out in a usable way, that is, I say fine, that's a thing you can do, right? But you don't have to comment, is it a Pringle, on my post, on your friend's post, on someone else's post, right? Pringles is getting to the point where it's a Stormcrow joke, where it's just really tiring. So banging a drum to try and instigate change, that kind of makes sense. Posting on my Instagram posts? Fuck off. Then we've got sketch cards. These are cards that are in sketches. Honestly, before I looked at the images closely for this video, I didn't realise that this was a thing. I thought that was for the new Dungeons & Dragons set, because it looks like in the monster manuals. These are available in all the packs. Regular or foil, regular or foil, regular or foil, and all 3 draft products. Sorry, I said draft products. I meant booster products. You can't draft set boosters, there's not 15 cards for some reason. Now, the most exciting one and the one that makes sense is that your old border fetches are available in all 3 types of booster product in regular or foil in the old border. Honestly, I have to applaud this. This video is very sardonic around the fact that it's such a lot of confusing information, but this is great. This is good. We should applaud wizards when they do good things. This is a good thing. Please applaud them. The product shouldn't be premium priced, but, and that's a caveat that I have to add on to every time we have this conversation about a Modern Horizons or Masters set, but we should applaud it anyway. Borderless ones, which used to be what you only got on Planeswalkers, I think. I'm out of shot there, aren't I? Who cares? I'm hardly a professional. Borderless, they pick what they want to have it on, and interestingly it's on Grief. So they know Grief is going to break some formats. They don't test for stuff, but they gave a borderless treatment to Grief, of all things. I wonder why. Maybe because it's really fucking good. Borderless and regular or foil available in all 3 products. Then we have extended art rares, which are available only in regular or foil in collector boosters. Interesting, because I thought borderless alternative arts would be more exciting and more chaseable than the extended arts, but they're not by theory, because there's going to be more of them in circulation. That's a good thing in some ways, or maybe I'm just misunderstanding which ones are meant to be more premium than others. There's a lot of information here to take in. There is a lot of comments on the old Twitters of people saying there's too many premium foilings and treatments and alternate arts and stuff. And I get that, honestly, because when everything is special, nothing is special. And this is something that I believe, I'd have to go check for the footage, but I'm sure Brian has said this on multiple occasions on Dice to Removal, where we've been talking about the chase phenomena, the secret layers and similar. Ultimately, this whole treatment malarkey of like 15,000 different frames and 22 different copies of Teferi, that's not even an exaggeration, right? I think it was 22 different versions of Teferi in one of the core sets. Ultimately, it brings the price of Magic down in paper, which is a positive. Ultimately, I don't really give a shit about any of this. It is funny how messy it is. It is funny that Wizards of the Coast need to make infographics and charts and grids to inform the enfranchised players like you and I as to where they can find the stuff, when they're also in the other breath telling us that we don't really matter voice-wise because the majority of Magic players don't know their arse from their elbow and never been to F&M. So why they spend all this energy and effort on the PR, I don't know, honestly. But ultimately, I think Project Booster Fun has thus far been a success because people enjoy cracking packs, and enjoyment is something we should all be looking for, right? And the cost of cards are going down. So as confusing and as weird as all this is, in the grand scheme of things, who the fuck cares? It is worse for sellers, people listing the cards on eBay, in their own stores, entrepreneurs, game stores, having 1,000 different versions of stuff, having to track it, makes your inventory management a lot harder. And I do feel for those people because, well, LGS kind of get fucked by Wizards as it is with Secret Lair going direct to consumer and similar, and more that will happen, mark my words. But as far as a consumer perspective, cards are cheaper than ever.
I want to clarify my point there, actually. I didn't make it clear enough when I was recording the initial take, so this is an editor's note. When I said that cards are cheaper than ever, of course fetch times haven't gone down, and I don't think they've gone down as much as they could do if this wasn't premium price. What I mean is that with Project Booster Fun alongside Standard, I've seen Standard cards, Massacre Woman is the great example of it, where it just crashed in price and never climbed back up because there's so many different treatments of it. So the least foil, least special ones aren't chased as much. So it is... I think I over-exaggerated it in the initial recording. This Project Booster Fun multiple treatment thing does bring prices down because there's a lot of stuff coming into circulation, especially if a lot of packs are being opened, which is what Project Booster Fun aims to get people doing. So that is a positive. We've never really seen it on a premium price product like Modern Horizons, so it remains to be seen what it does to something like Modern Horizons.
You've got more variety to customise your deck. You've got more options to personalise your approach toward Magic. And on the upside, almost burped there mid-recording, I didn't know, I swallowed it down. On the upside, fetch lands. They've put fetch lands where they should be. They've put fetch lands in as many boosters as possible, in both new border and old border, and I have to say, that's pretty fucking good. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. I hope you found this video informative, or a little bit funny, or just at least mildly charming. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section below if you think I'm off the mark and all these treatments upset you, or if really it doesn't fucking matter and I don't know why everyone's complaining. And if you want to support the channel, there's a link to Patreon. I almost fell over then into the green screen. If you want, I'm not even drunk. Honestly, I'm not even drunk. If you want to support the channel, there's a link in the description below, and you can hit that and go to Patreon. And for $2 a month, you can get involved in my Discord and get involved with the community there, where I often post the beginning ideas of this shit, like this morning when I burnt my green skin with an iron. Ta-ta for now.